This Conservative government is incapable of fixing the structural problems at the heart of our economy. Just look at the past 12 years. We've had 6 different growth plans, and in the past 6 years we've had 5 different Prime Ministers, and even just this year we've had 4 different Chancellors. Where is the stability? Where is the consistent plan? Instead, there's just a track record of wasted opportunities and mistakes. Chaos under the Conservatives, who crashed the economy. Our growth rate since 2010 has been just 1.4%, lower than the OECD average and behind the USA, Canada and Germany. The country is facing its lowest growth in the OECD over the next 2 years, behind countries including Italy and Greece. The Tories have dismantled our economy by entrenching low growth, low productivity and declining living standards, and working people are expected to pay the price of Tory failure. For too long, industrial policy in the UK has been plagued by short-termism and its vulnerability to political changes. And so the British public need a fresh start. And part of this is reaching a collaborative settlement with the European Union. Many of us voted to leave the European Union to see a strong, democratic, sovereign state working in the interests of the British public. A state that works with business to grow the economy, to create good jobs and to deliver public infrastructure and projects. Essential to this is an ambitious government-driven industrial strategy. We need to rebuild British industry and deliver growth that makes all parts of our country better off. A recent Rebuild Britain article put it that our country needs greater self-reliance with jobs, skills, industries, technologies rooted in local areas, serving the needs of localities and the wider nation, as so well outlined by my honourable friend, the Member for St Helens, South and Whiston. A modern industrial strategy requires building a partnership between the public and private sectors to meet the immense challenges we face. Just take the automotive industry, which employs 780,000 people in our country and accounts for 10% of total UK exports. And we know that car and van manufacturing can be found in every region in the UK, from the north east to the east of England, and in particular, Madam Deputy Speaker, my constituency of Luton South, which is incredibly proud of its historic ties to the industry through the local Vauxhall plant. However, despite the Minister's rhetoric earlier, with the fast approaching 2030 deadline prohibiting the sale of new petrol and diesel cars, unless the British industry secures sufficient domestic gigafactories for manufacturing batteries, manufacturers will move elsewhere to build their future electric vehicles. Building gigafactories would contribute to meeting net zero, distributing growth across the country and helping expand automotive exports. It's win, win, win. But I heard little about the gigafactories from the Minister. It's his government's inaction already means that the UK is far behind other European countries. We heard earlier the UK has 1 gigafactory in operation, Germany has 5 and a further 4 in construction. Not to mention France and Italy, which are set to have twice as many jobs in battery manufacturing than us by 2030. Manufacturers like Vauxhall in Luton need certainty. They need a government prepared to shape a competitive environment. A consistent policy framework that businesses can trust will encourage increased investment over the long term. As part of our Green Prosperity Plan's National Wealth Fund, a Labour government would part finance the creation of 3 new additional gigafactories by 2025 and a target of 8 by 2030. Our plan delivers the certainty needed for automotive manufacturers to upscale their operations in the knowledge the government has made a long-term commitment to the industry. And as we've heard, for the automotive sector, as well as many others, we must safeguard the UK's domestic steel production. While governments around the world are committing to their domestic industries with long-term strategic investment in green steel production, the Conservatives have failed to invest in the transition, instead attempting to weaken safeguards that protect our steelmakers from being undercut by cheap steel imports and splashing tens of millions on imported steel to build British schools and hospitals. Leaving the European Union enables us to increase strategic investment in our key domestic industries. It should not mean stripping back regulations and leaving them exposed to the global market. Labour understands this and in government will invest up to £3 billion over the coming decade to green the steel industry. Labour will end the short-termism through our Green Prosperity Plan and by introducing the Industrial Strategy Council placed on a statutory footing. Labour will work in partnership with business to tackle some of society's biggest challenges. We are ready to rebuild the country fit for a fairer, greener future. It's time for a fresh start. Yeah.